Is it working?
Yeah, I think so. I just gotta wait until it starts and then we'll go. Yeah, before we start streaming, before we start, I'm just gonna quickly have a look and see if
I've got the
I can
notification,
hear us
it's
both.
live.
Alright. I just want to see if we're both being heard. Yeah, before we start streaming,
Yep, I can hear you.
Okay, are you on there?
Didn't hear myself, no, because I didn't talk at that point. I'll check it
Ah,
again.
it's fine.
Yep, I can hear you. Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you. Right then, good afternoon everyone, welcome along from Imola for the second time in the ZRL Championship. We're racing at the Autodromo Enzo Edino Ferrari in 2022. We're coming here then to an old school circuit for round 15 this weekend with a few new up and coming drivers on the grid. The most ancient remaining map of the city of Imola was drawn in 1502 by the great Leonardo da Vinci. A bit of a different one today. Joining me in the commentary box, we have Lewis F1, who obviously, you know, commentated on the Dev League race. So, hello, Lewis.
Hello. Obviously today on the grid we have Ellis the Great joining us, who, in the development league, won the race and absolutely dominated the entire thing. Nearly leading every lap if it wasn't for the safety car. So, great to see what he'll do today.
He will be doing very well today. So we have a few reserves on the grid today. We also have 18 drivers, which is the most drivers we've had in a fair few weeks. Big thing, I'm not sure if he's joining later on, but QC Rocket isn't here, which means if he doesn't turn up and Echo Computer doesn't have any problems with the new drivers, if they're quite good, Echo Computer is going to most likely extend his lead even further in the championship. So it's really going to play well for Echo if he gets a nice, good race. We've also got Chubb back, so that's quite nice to see. We've also got Xbox Culver, who was in the commentary box with me last week, but has decided to move back to Z1 to join his teammate back in Alfa Romeo, which is Paradox Ruins. So, yeah, did you? Is there anyone in the race today, Lewis, that was apart from who was it? Who we were just on about?
Ellis the Great.
Ellis the Great, yeah. Apart from Ellis, was there anyone else who was in Dev and is in this now, which you think might do well?
I mean, Ben and Xbox gave amazing drives on Friday, both going from a terrible start to the race and both finishing on the podium. So those two will be able to put up a good fight, and hopefully they will be able to not disappoint.
Yeah, let's hope. And we've got Josh Dawson then on a flying lap now, heading down to the chicane in his McLaren. He's setting fastest sectors, but I think he is the first man out there to set a lap, and he's just invalidated, which means he will not get that lap in. But DK then, as we're going to watch a few more drivers.
I believe though Xbox now is heading down towards the start-finish line and will be able to set a lap. And he sets a 117.5.
So, first lap on the board today with Xbox Culver, and that's Ellis the Great then, 2 seconds
1:15.
faster. Wow. So, I reckon that Ellis the Great will be in the mix with with Echo Computer today. Another driver in the mix will definitely be DK as and that's ADS then. Out on, I think that's the pit straight.
What's happened there then?
Not really sure. Oh, he's gone into the wall.
Of Galaxy. Let's see.
There's a few drivers putting times on the board. Ben goes second, DK third. But I don't know if you watched the race. I don't know if you've seen the race last week, Lewis. But yeah, last week it was DK battling with the top two drivers on his debut race, and he did a good job. But I don't think it ended it didn't end too well for him, and he's currently in P5 being moved down. Hypes is now in P2, joining Alice the Great. The two drivers on their debut race in Z1, P1 and P2. I'm going to try and get on some more laps here then.
As I believe the Mercedes of Alice the Great pit, so all the other drivers now will be hoping to try take that pole position, which, looking at that time, will be a difficult task.
It definitely will be. That is a very good time. Especially, well, Hypes as well, only 3/10 off the pace really, so I'm really excited, to be honest, to see what they're going to be doing today. As they'll be definitely battling up there with Echo.
As that moves up the position, improving his lap and getting past Xbox on the timesheets.
That and his Williams then. Oh, and that's through the Mars. Was that through the Mars? Yes, I think P5. So, Paradox Ruins as well. P6 just crossed the line. Both Red Bulls at the minute then. Ben P3, Bass P7.
As Hypes goes pole position.
Hypes. Pole position with a 1 minute 14.9. And that is a good lap and will probably be very hard to beat. We'll have to see if any of the drivers can beat that, but that will be very intimidating.
And his teammate goes through the penultimate corner, hoping to probably make this a 1-2. And he doesn't improve on his lap. Was it invalidated?
I think he's just starting his fast lap now, to be honest. Yeah, he is. We'll go on board with him anyway. So Josh Dawson then, his current teammate in this race, obviously Hypes with the fastest time, 1 minute 14.9. Hypes is a reserve driver, but the performance he's probably going to, well, the performance he's going to hope to put in today, he probably won't be a reserve for long. But as I was talking then, Josh Dawson put in the fastest first sector, heading down now up to the chicane up here, and let's see if he can improve, but he did invalidate his lap and now won't be putting a time on the board just yet. So let's have a look who else is out. Echo Computer invalidated as well, championship leader.
And is that Ellis the Great in the Mercedes? Yes, it is. He'll be hoping to take that pole position back off CC Hypes in the McLaren.
Well, he's got one warm-up lap now.
He gets onto his fast lap.
We've got one warm-up lap now, as Lewis just said. Obviously, he will be on his fast lap after. DRS now over the line as he starts his flying lap. Ellis the Great was on pole only a few moments ago. Hype stole it away from him. Let's see if Ellis the Great can snatch that pole back off him.
As Gilksy also goes on to his fast lap.
Yes, he does, and Ellis the Great puts in a fastest first sector, so he's hoping to get a very good lap in here, and it is looking good at the first part of it.
It's turned out to be a monster of a lap here if he can perfect sector 2, which he invalidates it and goes wide.
Invalidates his lap. And Ellis the Great then will have to go round one more time to put a lap in.
It's a real shame for him there.
Definitely a real shame, and he did look like he was on a very good lap there, but that turn is catching.
Computer is going through the last sector on his flying lap.
Here we go then, this is going to be interesting to watch, ladies and gentlemen. Echo Computer, foot to the floor now to cross the line. What's his first time going to be on the board?
And he puts it in P9.
P9. 1 minute 16.4. and that's very surprising, Lewis, for Echo. He's championship leader, normally up there with, well, normally either pole or P2, and wow, this is looking like Ellis the Great in Hypes might just outperform Echo today, which will really change it all about, and Echo Computer now down into P10, as the pig just starts his outlap.
And we are quite late into the season now, however, this is Ellis's chance to try and prove himself for Season 2 and put himself up there for the title fight with these two drivers.
Yeah, definitely is. We're well over halfway point now in ZRL Championship. Our last race will be, I'm not really sure what date, I'll have to check, but it is in June, which is about perfect as the new F1 22 game, comes out in July, on July the 1st. So we'll be hoping to swap over to that game once we've got enough drivers to start again. But Echo Computer comes into the pit lane with P11 at the moment. Ben P3, F1 Ryan P4. I think it's his debut race. Yes, it is. But Lewis, I'm so excited to watch Ellis the Great. Though does nearly, well, he bins his lap there, but manages to save his car going into the wall. Yeah, like I was saying, Lewis, I'm very excited to see what Hypes and Ellis the Great can do.
Definitely.
Obviously, like you said, more than half, well, very far into the season now, to be honest, and they won't be, they're not going to have the chance to get enough points really to possibly win the championship, I don't think. But they're going to get close if they do what they're doing now, and obviously, like Lewis was saying, they're going to definitely prove themselves for Season 2.
Yeah, and we don't know, because Season 2 will definitely be a mix-up in the standings, because some drivers will be more used to the ground effect cars than others. So the new regulations will definitely give it a nice shake-up, so we can see some new stars arrive in the league.
So we've got Chubb, the Pig, and Prodigy. Not yet put a time on the board. The Pig is trying to put a lap on now. Foot to the floor, to the line with DRS. Where can the Pig put himself on the board? He can only put P13 with 1 minute 17.2. His teammate Guilty with 1 minute 18.3 and P15. So not the best laps from them, but still decent. They'll be able to make up the positions in the race if they don't improve in qualifying today.
However, just before that, the driver for Alpine, Frugal Mars, puts his car from P9 up into P5, setting the 1:15.8.
Good lap for Frugal Mars there, obviously. Probably a lot of you don't know, he makes our driver standings and constructor standings for ZRL, so busy man. But yeah, P5 then, at the minute in qualifying, with a 1 minute 15.8, so let's see if he can improve his lap. Hypes, and that is F1 Ryan. DNF from the session. I'm not really sure what's going on there, to be honest with you. We'll have to go on board with someone and see if we can catch that.
I'm pretty sure the next person to go will be the Alfa Romeo Paradox Rumens. However, it's not looking as Ellie scores pole with a 1:14.6, putting a 3-times gap back between him and Hypes.
Yeah, and that was F1 Ryan then in the wall there, just down the road from the chicane. But Ellis the Great then, as Lewis just said, has snapped pole position back away from Hypes with 1 minute 14.6. Hypes is on his outlap. Will he be able to take the pole position away from him? I think that's an AlphaTauri round though. Yes, it is. That's the Pig out there in Sector 1.
Yeah, it will be good to see what the next few drivers to cross the line can do and if they can put it into contention for pole position. However, right now it is looking very dominant from the two drivers of Hypes and Ellis.
Yeah. Right then, so Hypes is obviously, like I mentioned, on his outlap, and we will definitely stay watching him to see if he can snatch that pole position back away from Ellis the Great. And it might look like we're going to have an Echo Computer QC rocket battle with these two drivers. The talent they are showing in this race is immense.
However, Hypes does not improve his lap time.
He doesn't, but he is going to start a brand new lap. Let's see how fast he can go on this lap.
As the AlphaTauri of the pig will be hoping to improve his lap time now, but he pits.
He does, as Hypes now makes his way down to Piratella in Sector 2. But the corner that's been catching everyone out is, well, the one that Hypes has just absolutely not mastered, and is now invalidated his lap time. Oh, didn't even realise. Echo Computer made his way up to P3.
Yeah, and he's going to pit now, so he'll definitely be happy with that result.
He definitely will be. DK in P6. Still a good time, but I'm not really sure what's happened with him. Last time, unless he isn't, he might not be as strong around this track, but last time round in Portugal, DK shown some very, very good talent. Well, obviously, if you've seen it, he made an absolutely bold move down the inside of Echo and QC, the championship rivals, and on his debut race as well, but didn't end too well for him at the end.
And it's going to be very difficult as we see Vane on track now. It's also going to be very difficult competing with these top four drivers, as all of them, as we can see from Friday and today, have very good pace around Imola.
Okay then, Prodigy is the only man not to put a time on the board, but he is heading down now into the last few corners.
As DK retires from the session, he's done that in the pits.
Did he retire in the pit lane then?
Yeah, he's retired in the pits, so he'll be confident with his result. But Prodigy only set 1 minute 20 after slowing down on the exit of the penultimate corner.
Yeah, and that puts him, well, P17 then. 40 seconds left of this qualifying session. Ellis the Great is your man on pole with 1 minute 14.6. He's in the pit lane currently, so he probably will not, well, he won't be able to put a lap in, I don't think. Well, I don't think he will come back out now. Heights 1 minute 14.9, just behind Ellis the Great. They're definitely going to put up a good fight in the race. Echo Computer just behind them, the leader of the ZRL Z1 championship. He put in a 1 minute 15.2, so obviously he will be in the mix today. But the 50% race is coming up next after qualifying, so let's see what's going to happen in that.
And Prodigy will be hoping to improve his lap time, I assume, going down into the last sector. Will definitely be wanting to put it in the points at least, but he pits. So he'll be starting from the back of the grid behind, in front of the DNF drivers.
The DNF drivers today then, we've got Ben, F1 Ryan, DK and ADS, so that's 4 out of today's qualifying, but qualifying should be complete in the next few moments.
And we only have one more driver now to complete the lap, but it is invalidated So the pig will be upset about this one, and his last opportunity he cannot take, so...
Like Lewis just said, his lap's invalidated, he crosses the line. And that is the end of qualifying for you, ladies and gentlemen. Next up is the finishing results, and then we'll be back for the live coverage of the race. So, Ellis the Great is your man on pole in the Mercedes today with a 1 minute 14.6. He set that on the soft compound tyres. Hypes in P2 with a 1 minute 14.9. Echo Computer then in P3 with his Haas. Down the grid then comes Ben, F1 Ryan, DK, Frugal Mars, Pringles, Xbox Culver and Josh Dawson to finish off your top 10. So, me and Lewis will be back with you, ladies and gentlemen, for live coverage of the race here in Imola, so make sure you stick around to watch that. Okay then, so only a few moments away now till we're on the grid and we'll be underway.
And we're getting ready to go now.
Well, and it's 18 drivers then on the grid here in Imola. 5 lights, and it's lights out and away we go. Ellis the Great gets a decent start and Hype doesn't get off the line very well.
As Echo Computer makes a move round the inside
into
of
P2,
Hypes.
and it's a virtual safety car then into the Tamburello chicane. And there's your predicted pit stop strategy, ladies and gentlemen, powered by AWS. But we've got Ellis the Great still leads the race after the first corner. Echo Computer has moved up into P2. Hypes has lost the position, and Ben is still in the same position. And Paradox Ruins is out of today's race, which means we have a full safety car.
And during this safety car, the elephant in the room right now is the fact that 2 debut drivers are in the top 3 positions and qualifying 1-2. So amazing talent we get to see here competing with Echo Computer.
Yeah, it's very, very nice to see 2 drivers up there today.
I think I'll let Jack make a decision on that one.
Right. Echo Computer moves up into P1, and we don't really like doing this in ZRL, but there is a possible race restart as one of the drivers did not get off the line as fast as some other people, and Paradox Ruins has gone out due to that crash. Sorry.
That'll be a very controversial instant for the back drivers right now.
Okay, then ADS is out of the session as well. In the Williams car, that's 2 drivers out of today's session. Echo Computer does lead the only 16 cars on the grid now then. Dat Dark is left on his own as his teammate has gone out. Obviously, Xbox Culver has no teammate as well. Echo Computer, though, will be very, very happy with himself that he's up there. Ben is also up there. And Ellis the Great, then, he's in P15.
Which, however, looking at the lap times, I've got some confidence that he will be able to get back into the fight, and he'll be taking this advantage of the safety car to get new tyres. And yeah, don't know what's happened there to Gilksy, but he's slowed on track.
Oh yeah, and yeah, Gilksy then is going slow on the track there. That Dark P15 at the minute then, trying to catch up to the safety car.
Hypes will be getting slightly impatient now, maybe, as he'll want the safety car to come in to maintain the heat in his tyres. And obviously Echo is still on the soft compound, so he'll have more pace coming out of this safety car restart.
Yes, and obviously still on the safety car now, not 3 out of 33 here in Imola. So it's going to be very exciting to see when the race restarts, as I'm very confident that Ellis the Great will be able to work his way back up, and let's hope we don't see any more safety cars.
However, it will be interesting to see what happens in here as the safety cars coming in this lap. We have a Aston Martin 4 and 5, as ZC will be ready to begin the fight with Echo and try get into the lead of this race.
Okay, then here we go. We're going to go on board with Hype to see this action in a minute, as they're all weaving now.
However, the underdog in this fight will definitely be Ben, who will just be lurking behind them in this restart and might make a move on both of them if they battle too hard.
In P3, and the race restart now. Again, it's green flag as Echo Computer sets off. Hype sets after Echo Computer. Down into turn 1 we go. How close will Hypes get to Echo Computer? Not too close, as no DRS is involved at the minute, but when DRS will be involved, it will be a totally different story, as Ben is looking for the move on Hypes.
And looking at Ben on Friday, he's definitely good when it comes to making a move on track. However, DK goes for the move round the outside, but Ben's defending. There's the touch there, but DK keeps the position from Ben.
He does keep the position, and DK now into P3. He is known for his bold and confident moves, and he's just done another one there to move him up into the podium positions. But here comes Ben back at him. He looked for it. He thought he could see an open space there, but couldn't get in, and that's a Williams round. That is Dat Dark, who has completely lost his wing, and
a gap is forming now between Hypes and Computer. However, this battle between Ben and DK is turning out to be a one to watch.
And we'll stay on board with this one, shall we? It's DK and Ben, sorry, down the straight they go.
DK deploys his ERS going around the outside and gets moved on well before turn 1 and 2.
And there's Pringles as well, trying to go down the inside. You can see Xbox Culver lurking in the background as well.
And Xbox gets the move done on both drivers now.
Wow. Xbox then up into P4 after suffering an injury with his hand, and he should be all good now. Obviously up into P4 like I just mentioned. Ben P5, and Pringles P6 lurking in the background still. We've got Josh Dawson as well, who's got front row seats to that little battle.
However, when DRS is enabled, Hypes will definitely be wanting to make this move on Echo Computer, as Ellis the Great has made his way back into P11. So he's gained 4 positions in the restart.
He has his frugal Mars, manages to get past the pig, but he does go off the track quite a bit there, which moves
Oh, and it
Ellis
looks like
and the pig up.
It looks like Ben is going to try get a move done on Xbox Culver in this next lap. He's getting very close now, and it's going to be a move into turn 1, 2 and 3 as he deploys ERS and gets the slipstream down the straight.
Xbox is going to have to weave like crazy, defend like crazy to get Ben away from behind him, and he's going to be, Xbox is going to be definitely under pressure. He's got the Grand Prix winner just behind him.
Don't know who that is joining the session, however, they've left already, but
wow, and that is DK then spinning round and
nearly
very
causing
dangerous.
a collision with the Red Bull of Bass.
Dangerously moving back onto the track there, nearly caused a collision. I think it's side by side. It was side by side with Ellis and the pig. Ellis in P9 at the moment. He has made up a few positions. As we've got Ben then gaining on Xbox Culver into the final few corners now, and it's Hypes who is going to get DRS down the main straight on Echo Computer. Will he be able to get close to him and manage to make the move stick? And he is going to be too far back, I think, for this one. Yes, he is. Into turn 1. Echo Computer holds on to his race lead.
As Xbox and Ben are getting in the fight now as Ben gets into the podium positions. However, Josh Dawson looks like he wants to make this opportunity of these two battling. Oh, as Xbox goes wide.
Xbox clipped the sausage curb and went very wide onto the gravel, which brings him down to P5. He's got a Red Bull by his side. It's Bass coming at him, and he's now up into P5. Xbox Culver dropped down into P6, and it's a Red Bull 3-5 at the minute. So Bass will be hoping to get up next to Ben, as Xbox is not giving up, getting the slipstream off of Bass. Will he be able to get past him? Remember as well, we've got the straight just coming up. As Xbox makes a bold move down,
very risky there.
Down here, very risky move indeed. As they were side by side then, but Bass pulls in front as they go into the penultimate corner.
We have a McLaren 2-4 and a Red Bull 3-5. So both of those teams will be getting lots of constructors points. However, Echo Computer, who's just been overtaken by the McLaren of Hypes, his teammate is down in P10, so he's in the points now. However, is at a disadvantage in the constructors standings due to it.
It could well be. As Xbox Culver, as you've just seen on the stream, managed to get past Bass, who is now into P5. Xbox Culver is. He will be hoping to get back up to where he was. Josh Dawson is currently sitting nice in P4. Ben is in P3, and Hypes on his debut race is in P1, but maybe not for long, as Xbox Culver is just behind him. Only half a second separates them as they go down now into the penultimate corner. So we're going to have to start finish straight with DRS. So let's see how close that can be.
And he picks up the detection zone now, so he will be opening DRS flaps now, hoping to make a move on Hypes.
Here comes Echo
as
Computer
he opens DRS.
Hype puts the fastest lap in as well, but he does open DRS indeed. As Echo Computer is trying to gain on Hypes, but he just definitely won't be able to make this move stick into turn 1. And Hypes is doing a very, very good job here.
However, down in P8, Ellis is making a ball move around the inside, very close to the chicane as they go side by side entering turn 2. But he gets the move done on the Aston Martin of Pringles.
Ellis the Great then did make a nice move there in P7. Next up is Bass, who he's going to try and go round the outside. He's going to take the long way round the outside. And Bass
goes the switch through, but doesn't get it done.
He doesn't, but I don't think he'll give up, as he did look for an opening there, but won't be able to do that. But just behind Ellis, you got Pringles as well.
Pringles is trying to get back into the fight, but it looks like Ellis might be able to get the slipstream on Bass, but he doesn't get it done. But he will get DRS, and it's going to be a DRS trim between these three drivers.
Here's Ellis the Great then. Is he going to make the move down the inside? He's just a bit too far back for that, but we have got the start-finish straight up next, as Xbox Culver receives a 3-second time penalty, but, not Xbox, sorry, Ellis the Great even. Ellis the Great then, with DRS down the inside of Xbox Culver, Bass even, I'm getting all the names wrong today, as Ellis the Great now into P5. The Pringles though, is trying to get past it, going side by side, which forces Pringles wide.
Oh, and it spins it!
And Pringles now spins onto the gravel, and he's down into P9. He was doing so well, and it's just.
But he just fought too hard.
He did. These tyres are going to be roasting now. Let's have a look. What's going on up here, shall we? Hypes is extending his lead. I think that's Pringles still. It is. Pringles spun it once again.
His tyres must be on fire right now after spinning into the gravel. So he might be making a pit stop this lap.
Here's a possibility as he spins again. And his tyres are definitely really, really hot. They will be burning.
But Ellis might just get into the DRS zone. 1,000th off of the DRS zone, I believe that is there. Very unlucky as he wants to try get this move done on Xbox, but no, he does collect the DRS, and he sets the fastest lap of the race.
As Pringle has DNF, and I'm not sure
will
if
they
that
bring
was
out a VSC?
It could possibly.
Don't believe it will.
I don't think it will be. As Ellis the Great then is looking for a move on Xbox Culver, and he's hoping to make it in the next few corners. Will he be able to make a bold
might go
move
around
then?
the outside.
And he is going to try a long way, but Xbox Culver is still ahead.
However, he's getting the slipstream now and he's going round the inside, but he doesn't get it done. He backs out. But Hypes picks up a time penalty.
And Hypes will be very, very mad there as Ellis the Great round the outside. Pushes the grass a little, up into P4.
Done.
Will he be able to make the move stick into
But
the
Xbox fights him hard and he pushes him wide slightly. But he gets the move done.
And that's Ellis the Great then up into P4. The next
but
driver
Xbox will get the DRS though.
But Xbox pits on this lap.
He might go onto the hard compound tyre, giving him an advantage on the rest of the field.
And yeah, that's what Bass has done. Bass has gone onto the hard compound tyres. I think that's Xbox still on the mediums, isn't it?
I believe so.
Yeah, so Bass then has chosen the hards, which means he's going to be hoping to make them stick for the rest of the race today. Xbox Culver has just come out of the pit lane and he is on mediums. So, Echo Computer is just falling back from Hypes. Hypes is extending his lead by a few tenths a lap as the pig goes into the pit lane.
However, Hypes now, because of his 3-second time penalty, Echo Computer is only net 2 to 3 tenths behind.
He is, and that's why I said he probably won't be very happy with that time penalty. He's going to have to extend that gap even more, and he has. Echo Computer is pitted, and I am fairly sure he will go on the hard compound tyres. Ellis the Great then, up into P2. I think where he started today on the grid, wasn't it?
Yes it is, and I believe Hypes is about to lap the pig in the AlphaTauri. But there is a battle going on between the P3, 4 and 5.
And due to Echo pitting,
Prodigy gets ahead.
Both Hasses together, obviously Prodigy, like Lewis just said, is ahead now in the podium positions, and it would be very, very nice to see Prodigy in the podium positions. I think the last time we seen him up in the podium was in Monaco, if I'm correct. Which that was a Haas 1-3, I believe. Which was very, very good for the constructor standings for them.
However, with a decent gap with his teammate in the points. However, it's obviously enough as they currently lead the championship by nearly 100 points.
And that is a very, very big difference, as I think that's Alpine round, or a Williams, one of the two. And that is a full safety car then. Yeah, it's that dark in the wall.
This means that Ellis the Great will definitely be happy about this safety car, as he will be able to get closer to his competitor in Hypes.
Okay then, lap 13 out of 32, ladies and gentlemen. We're on the second safety car of the night. Hypes is still leading the race with Ellis the Great just behind him. He's managed to get back up to where he started. We've got the two Hasses together, and then obviously the Red Bulls. Ben is doing very well. Bass still in the points, but he's definitely going to be hoping to get up. For Ben, this safety car could be very good for them. Prodigy, I think pitted then, doesn't he? Yeah, he's just come out the pit. As he's in P7 now. Echo Computer in P3.
A lot of drivers will probably be pitting during this safety car period to try get rid of some of the penalties.
And that's Hypes then making his pit stop, who will probably go onto the hard compound tyres, or maybe he will go on the hard compounds, I believe. Yes, it is the hards he's putting on.
However, Xbox will definitely be wanting to make his positions back after this safety car restart, as he is now in P11.
And Hypes will be very happy with this. He managed to pit, and with Ellis pitting as well, which means Hypes will come out ahead of everyone again, with Echo just behind him now. Echo will be in P2 as Hypes joins up to the safety car.
Yeah, Echo has now gained the position on Ellis the Great, so he will be fighting hard to try stop Ellis from taking his position, but that will also benefit Hypes in the way that it will slow both of their pace down.
Right, we're going to run through the drive, the time penalty, shall we, right now, as we're underneath the safety car. Hypes with a 3-second time penalty, Through Mars with a 9, Chubb with a 3, DK with 3, Josh Dawson 3, Xbox Cool with 3, and the Pig 3 as well, as Xbox does manage to get past Josh Dawson. I'm not sure why that happened. Was it the pits, I think?
No, I think he must have gone wide or off the racing line.
Yeah.
Along and past. However, that does mean now that Xbox is back into the points.
Okay then, 10 drivers today with the hard compound tyres on at the moment. They'll definitely be hoping to make them last to the end of the race. Ellis the Great, DK and Josh Dawson, both them 3 on the mediums. And the only driver today on the softs is Prodigy in the Haas.
Yeah, I believe though that Pig and Gilksy have managed to unlap themselves, so the pack is now bunching up.
F1 Ryan, then P14 his debut race. He's definitely going to be hoping to get more out of it, but still, he's not in the points. But P14, he is last, but still decent for his first run.
Definitely, as we have an Alpine 6-7, which will benefit them in the constructors, which they can be P3 in. So hopefully both of them will be able to gain their positions, and they'll be hoping that that will help them in the fight against McLaren and Red Bull.
It probably isn't going to be long now then until the safety car comes in, so we'll just have to wait for that.
And as you mentioned, Prodigy with the soft compound tyre is opting for the pace out of the restart. However, he will have to pit earlier than everyone else. So this could either benefit him or it could ruin the race.
It definitely could go both ways. Obviously the soft compound tyres don't last as long, but you will be faster on them. So let's see how it plays off for Prodigy then, shall we?
And safety car is in this lap. That was a bit of a late warning there from the game.
That was a very late warning, as we're waiting now for the safety car to go in and hype speeds up.
And it's a green flag, and Ellis goes.
Green flag.
Ellis goes for the move around the outside, however, doesn't get it done, and he's back behind Echo Computer, and the front three have made a gap for themselves behind the midfield. However, they are gaining.
It's Ellis the Great then behind this, and he's looking for a move on Echo Computer. He looked, and Echo was a bit too far forward for him, but Ellis the Great then, will he take the long way round? He's going to go onto the grass a little bit there. The long way round here, Xbox Pool picks up a 3-second time penalty right now.
However, Ellis gets the move done round the outside.
He's in P2, which brings obviously P2, Echo Computer now into P3. He is going to be really, really annoyed and will be wanting to get past. You've got these two new drivers on the grid that have just came in and are absolutely dominating this race.
Yeah, definitely. I think we already can see someone that might be in the running for driver of the day, Prodigy in the Haas, who has gained 11 positions since the start of the race.
Wow, that's very good. As you've got Frugal Mars looking for a move on Bass. As we haven't got DRS yet, but it will be enabled in the next couple of laps. And it's a DRS. It's a slipstream train down here with Prodigy just behind Frugal Mars, and then Bass just in front of Frugal. Here we go then.
Frugal goes round the inside, and he gets the move done round the Red Bull.
And he does make contact with him there, as Bass is now P5. DK though absolutely flies past Prodigy there.
Oh, as they make contact. But Prodigy has lost positions and is now in P7. But if DK and Bass keep making contact, then Prodigy will be able to take advantage of that and get those positions. As we see, Ellis though is going to try make a move on ZC Hype.
And it's Bass then who's falling away from Frugal Mars. DK though got a half decent exit out of that corner, and he's going to be wanting to get past Bass. You've got Prodigy just behind as well. on the soft compound tyres. He will be faster than all of them. DRS will be enabled. Not on this straight now, but it will be after this lap. Here comes Prodigy then, gaining on DK. He's looking for the move, but couldn't make it work. DK is really coming up on Bass now. He's going to look down the inside and brakes early there, which keeps him in the same position.
However, Ellis is keeping himself in the position to get DRS when we get to the straight at the end of sector 3.
Yeah, I mean, 3 temps now separate both drivers, as Ben gets a 3-second time penalty. But we're Hypes and Alice the Great now heading down into the penultimate corner.
As Prodigy is making a move on DK, however he doesn't get it done, he backs out as Ben is sticking his nose in as well, trying to get through.
Okay then, here comes Ellis the Great with DRS on Hypes, down, start, finish, straight. Let's have a look then, he gets a slipstream. Which way will he go? Down the inside?
He's going to go round the outside.
And he makes the move
and he gets
just
the
before the corner. Which brings Ellis the Great up into P1 on lap 20, and he's now leading the Grand Prix, but that doesn't mean that Hypes can't retake that position.
However, Bass, DK and Prodigy are keeping very close to each other, trying to get those positions, trying to fight for P5.
Yes, as Ben has pitted now. He's now in P12, but his teammate is going to try and keep it together for the team in P5, with DK just behind him.
But sparks are flying as these three fight in the midfield. As DK goes slightly off track and Prodigy makes the most of it, going past him round the outside, and he gets the move done.
DK though, might be able to get back past him, but he probably isn't, and Prodigy gets a very, very good exit out of that chicane.
However, DC has the DRS, but I think he's too far back to get the move done. And he is also not wearing a helmet.
Alice the Great extends his fastest lap, as Hypes is still looking for the move, but Prodigy has made the move on Bass. Brings him to P5, and the Haas team will be very, very happy about that one.
Don't know if that is just me, but the game is glitched and Hypes is not wearing a helmet, but
yeah,
we move. Oh, as Prodigy goes off and DK gets the move done and he gets past him.
Yes, and DK flies past him, and it's DK then looking for a move on Bass this time, as Gilksy picks up a 3-second time penalty. Alice the Great also gets a 3-second time penalty. So we'll have a quick look at the time penalties, shall we? Which, as they will probably affect the race quite a lot.
We have 2 9 seconds in Frugal Mars and Xbox Culver.
And you never want to be getting time penalties as big as that. Obviously strict corner cutting as well, so it can be quite hard. But DK
Prodigy and DK get the DRS.
Prodigy and DK get the DRS. DK is going to go down the inside of Bass under the sign there, and DK flies past Bass. Prodigy has moved up a bit closer to them, but couldn't make the move on the first corner.
This battle's definitely turning out to be one that you want to see, and it's hard to know what's going to happen, as all 3 drivers are being very aggressive and getting moves done in places you wouldn't expect.
Tell you what, this is a very nice battle going on between these 3 drivers. It's nice to see things like this in ZRL. Especially in the top league, we want to see some clean racing, and we've improved a lot since we started here as ZRL. But Prodigy then got a better drive out of the chicane on Bass. He's going to go down the inside then. He's going to make a bold move.
Does he get the
move
done?
And he doesn't, as Bass pulls ahead, gets a better drive there. But it's not over yet, as Prodigy gets DRS, Bass gets DRS as well. As Prodigy then is gaining and gaining on Bass. He's going to go down the inside probably, but he doesn't.
But Bass has drained his ERS to keep that position. So Prodigy will be able to hopefully get the move done in this next lap using his advantage with ERS.
Alistair Great though, still leading the Grand Prix here in Imola. Hypes in P2, 8/10 separate them, which means Hypes will get DRS, but if he wants to get past him, he's going to have to gain a little bit more, as he does go wide there out of the chicane. But they head down now into the penultimate corner. Around the final corner they go, and Hypes will be receiving DRS on this lap here.
It will be very competitive in the top teams, as they will be wanting to get these two drivers under their wing.
Well, they definitely will
due to their incredible pace today.
Putting in a great performance on their debut race as well, you can't forget that. As we see them, well, we see Hype trying to get up to Alistair Great. Obviously, Alistair Great, last race, did receive the driver of the day, and he did win the race here in Imola for the Dev League. And he's here in Z1 today. ZC Hypes is in Z2, which is currently not started, so he will be racing in Z1 for now. Ben, though, is in P11, P10. There's a bit of a battle going on there, I think, between him and Xbox. And Xbox does try to pit there, doesn't know that Ben's on his inside, and nearly forces Ben into the barrier. That was very, very dangerous. I'm not sure if Xbox realised, but that could have ended very badly. As Hypes does manage to get past Alistair Great.
Perfect move round the outside. However, Ellis will not. No, he does pick up DRS.
He does get DRS, and he's coming back at Hypes for the payback.
Goes round
the
outside.
Makes the move stick.
And gets the move done.
Way before the corner, and that is great to see. And if okay, never mind. On my screen then, there was no one in Hype's car. That's fine.
However, this definitely is turning out to be a good battle between these two debuts. But Chubb has dropped back positions.
Yeah, Chubb's in P8 now. Ben, though, is coming back at Xbox Culver after he nearly put him in a wall. But here comes Ben then, looking for the move, and he does make the move stick, I believe. No, he doesn't. Xbox Culver is wanting to fight back.
He goes for it again as they make contact.
Really going side by side into that corner there, but Xbox Culver.
And Ben's going to go for it again round the inside. And does he get it done? No, he doesn't. Xbox defends really well, keeping it in front of Ben's car.
Well, that was great defending by Xbox there. Keeping the Grand Prix winner behind him. But it's not over yet, as Ben will be wanting to get past Xbox Culver. If he keeps getting better drives out of these corners, he will be right up behind him.
And he will probably get DRS for the pit straight. So that will definitely give him the advantage now in this battle. However, Xbox might make the lunge.
Wow, and Ben makes an absolutely well, it was going to be a great move, and Xbox Culver though doesn't let him pass. Great defending by him, as Ben then will definitely pick up the
As
DRS
DRS
down
opens.
the main straight. Xbox Culver's weaving. I'm not sure if that bit was allowed there, but Ben then down the outside makes the move stick right before the way before the corner, and that was a very early move and very good for Ben there, who is trying to make his way back up grid.
However, that might be an illegal blocking, and it might be a double block there by Xbox.
Yeah,
so that was very risky.
And that is two risky moves we have seen by Xbox today in this race. Obviously, I'm not really sure about the first one if he knew Ben was there, but he was trying. I think he was trying to pit anyway. Xbox was, but nearly sandwiched Ben into the wall.
And Ben is just gaining more and more time, so Xbox might not be able to fight back for the DRS if Ben manages to pull away now.
8 tenths separate them. Only 2 tenths. Well, bit over 2 tenths.
But he picks up the DRS.
Yeah, and he definitely will get DRS now. Down the straight as he goes wide.
But it does go wide and he wins it.
And that is Culver. Wow. No wing. And he's stopping completely on the track. What is he doing?
Very unfortunate time on lap 26 of this Grand Prix.
Okay. And I think he's DNFing on track, which is illegal. In ZRL, is he? No, he isn't. He's winning the pit lane.
Might be an instant report or something like that. However, he should have done it as he entered the pits.
I'm not sure why he took a while to get in the pit lane there. But let's have a look what's going on, shall we then? F1 Ryan on his debut. Okay, Xbox Culver's on the intermediates. Okay. Is there something going on with him? Okay. Intermediate tyres.
Unless he's had a warning and the drivers are being warned out of rain to come in the last few laps of this Grand Prix. As we are on lap 28. Which would definitely make a interesting end to a race.
It really would, yes. There's Ellis the Great then, still leading the Grand Prix with Hypes just behind him. 1.2 seconds separate them, which means he will not collect the DRS down the straight, which will enable Ellis the Great to most likely get extend his lead, but he has no battery left as well. He just drained it. But Hypes has moved up to 8 tenths.
This is just going to show now that Ellis the Great at Imola is just a horrible combination for the other drivers.
Yeah, Echo Computer then will not be... Obviously, P3 is still good for him, and after this race he still will be leading the championship. But he will be wanting to beat them, obviously, the two debut drivers. Well, we've got 3, but the 2 debut drivers up there in front of him. He's going to feel embarrassed. Obviously, 2 new drivers have just come in here absolutely dominating.
Yeah, definitely, to be leading the championship by quite a decent margin. And now his 2 competitors are the 2 debutants from West League and a reserve driver.
Gaining then with DRS on Ellis the Great. Will he be able to make the move? Will he be able to make the move though? Which way will he go? He's going to go down the inside. A late move there by Hypes, who retakes the lead after
and that
race.
Could have just won him the race now. It is very late.
Yeah, only a few laps remaining, as that was the pig as well, who did spin it there. But he's back on the track now. He's all good.
However, I do not know what is going on with Xbox Culver, who is seems to be on intermediates on a dry track.
I'll tell you something, Lewis. Wouldn't it be nice to have a very, very good last lap battle with Hypes and Ellis the Great, the two debut drivers, as Hypes nearly spins it there.
As Ellis gets the move done, retakes the lead now. This has been some amazing racing from these two for the last 25 laps.
We're heading into the final stages of the Grand Prix. Obviously, we've just seen Hypes, who had a very bad exit out of the chicane. No, it wasn't a chicane. He had a very bad exit, nearly spinning. With Ellis the Great up, but will Hypes be able to get back past him? He's going to look down the inside, but just a bit far back to make that move.
However, Prodigy might want to make this move on Bass, but I think I see rain now. That is definitely rain, so Xbox has made a smart decision, but is it too late in the race for it to make a difference? And will any other drivers pit?
Well, that is raining, yeah, you can see it, and it is raining. The pig's on intermediates as well. I don't know, like you just mentioned, that could be a bit too late to make a difference. There's only like a couple laps left, so not really sure about that one.
And the track is not yet wet enough for it to affect Hype and Ellis the Great, as we are heading now into Sector 3 with these two drivers. And we're about to enter a last lap battle for Hypes to try and make a move on the Mercedes driver.
Okay then, ladies and gentlemen, we're on lap 31 out of 32. About to go on the final lap now, as Hypes is going to pick up DRS on Ellis the Great down the straight. The two debut drivers are going to be battling on the final lap here in Imola. Hypes is gaining down the outside. He's going to make the move early. He does make the move now and retakes the lead of the race. Big question is, will Ellis the Great be able to retake that Grand Prix lead?
Now, if I was driving, I would not have made that move, because that means that Ellis will be on the hunt now, and if he makes a move later on, that will really affect what he can do. As that's Xbox Culver.
We are on the final lap, as we're gonna concentrate on this battle still. Ellis the Great then sets after Hypes down here, as we've seen Hypes earlier on did not get a very good exit. The track is getting a bit wet as well, which means they're going to slip, and Ellis the Great slips out of that corner, and it looks like it's going to go the way of Hypes this race.
Unless Hypes makes a very late mistake, going very risky over those sausage curbs. However, it looks now like Hypes, on his debut in ZRL, is going to win the San Marino Grand Prix.
Yeah, and it does look like it then. It looks like it's going to go the way.
And it's
Hypes
going
in
home for the McLaren driver.
And here's Hypes then. Crosses the line after a brilliant lap battle with Ellis the Great. He wins in Imola. Ellis the Great takes P2 after an absolutely brilliant battle. The two debut drivers, and that is something like we've never seen before.
Ellis will be very disappointed as Echo comes home in P3, which is not too bad for his championship status.
It isn't indeed, as he will still be leading the Drivers' Championship. Xbox Culver did just
QC Rocket is not racing today.
He isn't, and I'm sure Echo will be very, very happy about that. So he still will be leading the championship, but I don't know if I ever mentioned it on stream, but the drivers competing in ZRL will be competing at the end of the season for well, it's £60 worth of gift cards for the Ants 3D shop. So yeah, I'm sure they'll want to get their hands on that indeed.
Definitely. Ellis today will be disappointed, however should be happy with his result after winning in the Dev League and coming second due to unlucky timing to have a slip up on the final lap.
Oh yeah, and he should be very proud of himself there, obviously. 2 new drivers to ZRL, and what a great drive. We don't really see them type of battles with our drivers we've had since the start, and that was very nice to see, wasn't it, Lewis? So, yeah, match in-game drivers today, ladies and gentlemen, progeny.
Definitely can agree with the game on this one.
And got the podium celebrations for these drivers. It's the 2 British drivers with the American driver as well.
As we've seen on his debut, he's now taken the win at Imola.
And that will be nothing that's happened in ZRL before, but here's your finishing results then, ladies and gentlemen, for the Emilia Romagna Grand Prix. Hypes takes the win after an intense battle with Ellis the Great, who is in P2. Echo Computer takes P3, who still leads the championship. Frugal Mars takes P4, then comes DK, Bass, Prodigy, Chubb, Ben and Josh Dawson, who finishes off your top 10. So thank you for joining me and Lewis in the commentary box, ladies and gentlemen, for the race here in Imola, and we'll be back with you in a week's time at the same time, 7:30 PM BST. So thank you for joining us, and we'll be back with you next week.